Two, testing, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. Everybody okay?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time in my tenure as mayor, since November of 2017, I have decided to exercise my veto over an action of the City Commission. Thank you. This decision is based on a variety of factors, but the overriding and the overarching factor is preserving one of our most historical and precious assets in the city of Miami. I'm reading now from the 2005 designation report where it says the theater was intended to be Miami's most elaborate theater with the largest seating capacity of any theater in Miami. In 1955, under the hand of noted architect Alfred Browning Parker, the theater was remodeled to accommodate the Coconut Grove Playhouse, Miami's first live legitimate theater, which evolved into one of the most important regional theaters in the country.
Yes.
There are many reasons, technical reasons why I have vetoed this, but I think the most important of all of them is that I was not convinced that the county had used all feasible and prudent opportunities to save the historic Playhouse. I'd never heard any testimony that the $22 million, which was approved by the voters in 2005, could not have been used to save the Playhouse. In fact, I understand that the county had a different plan, a different model, which was to create 60% commercialized space with a very small theater. And while that may be commercially viable, commercial viability is not the standard for historic preservation in the city of Miami. Just think about what an awful precedent that would set if all our historic homes were demolished so that we could have big, white, large boxes with zero lots. I think it would kill the character and the soul of this city. And therefore, I am exercising my right under the charter and ordinances of the City of Miami to veto the action of the City of Miami Commission. I would ask you all that are here and that are celebrating this moment to understand that this moment is not over. The Commission does have the opportunity to override the veto, and pursuant to our laws, it will be, my understanding is that it will be the first item on the next regularly scheduled Commission meeting, which will be next Thursday. So I invite you all to come and express your solidarity with this decision. Thank you. Now I'm going to say it in Spanish and then I'll take questions. Por la primera vez en mi tiempo como alcalde de la ciudad de Miami, estoy ejerciendo mi derecho de vetar legislación de la Comisión de la Ciudad de Miami para preservar el Miami Playhouse que está atrás de mí, que es un edificio, uno de los muy pocos edificios históricos que tenemos en la ciudad de Miami. Hay tres propiedades que tenemos que preservar bajo mi mandato como alcalde. El Playhouse es uno, el Miami Marine Stadium es otro, el Guzman Theater es el tercero. Y yo estoy comprometido a preservar todos los tres. Cuando yo salí electo, yo reiteré una promesa del exalcalde Tomás Regalado de contribuir $10 millones para la preservación del Coconut Grove Playhouse. Y ese compromiso todavía lo reimpongo con más énfasis todavía. Estoy dispuesto a reunirme con el condado, como está dictaminado en muchos de los documentos en el récord, en cualquier momento para resolver este asunto. Pero lo más importante es que deberemos de preservar la muy poca historia que tenemos en la ciudad de Miami. I just have to say a couple of things, more things. Number one is I've been monitoring this issue prior to the Commission's action since I was elected. My predecessor, Tomás Regalado, had pledged $10 million from our Miami Forever, interesting choice of words, bond. And I, in my inaugural speech in November of 2017, reiterated that pledge to donate $10 million. The city has also been a very strong participant. We have waived what would have amounted to $3 million worth of code enforcement liens against the property that the county for 5.5 years has done nothing with.
Exactly.
Not even the things that we all agree on, which is that the east and southern facades must be restored. They have not built the parking garage, which, by the way, the city's going to pay for. And by the way, in the same amount of time, we have built a parking garage right next to City Hall in simply a year. So I am willing to meet with any county official to come up with a compromise that will preserve the Coconut Grove Theater. And frankly, with our collective influence and with our collective budgets, I think it's very easy to do. It could be done over a cup of coffee, frankly. And so that is my hope. That is my expectation. I'm hopeful that the commission sustains my veto. I'm hopeful that the county and the county mayor do come to discuss this issue with me, because I have done other deals with him, important deals like the Tri-Rail connection to downtown, which was a $70 million capital improvement, which connected the Tri-County area to downtown and get free ridership to all Overtown residents, and we were $11 million apart. And I picked up the phone and I called him, and he was on a cruise, or he was leaving on a cruise. And I said, Mr. Mayor, we're $11 million apart. We cannot shortchange this community. Let's split the difference in half, 5.5 you and 5.5 me. He said yes, and in one phone call, we were able to connect Tri-Rail to downtown. And I think we can do the same thing here. And I am confident that if he and I agree that with his collective influence on the commission and my collective influence on the commission, that we could have a unanimous vote to save the Coconut Grove Playhouse. With that, I'll take questions. English and Spanish. Well, do you mind if I answer the media first, just in case? Thank you. I'll take your questions, too.
Why does it always sound better in Spanish?
Not by design. Not by design.
What are you thinking as far as restoration and everything?
So I think the next steps, because I think that's the logical question, what's next? Assuming that the commission sustains a veto and assuming that the county doesn't challenge it legally, because they have shown a propensity, instead of to negotiate and compromise, unfortunately, to challenge and fight. And I hope that's not what happens here. But I think immediately everyone agrees that we should build a parking garage that does not affect the historic significance of the Playhouse one iota. The Coconut Grove community deserves it and needs it. The business community deserves it and needs it. Everyone agrees that the eastern and southern facades need to be restored immediately. There's no reason why that could not have already happened. There's no reason why we have to look at the building in its condition when they have plenty of money. We have to shore up to the extent that there may be any integrity issues with the structure, that needs to be shored up immediately so that the structure is not demolished by neglect.
Yes.
And they have plenty of money to do that. So, and again, to the extent that there are monies that are needed, we offer help. We're not coming here just criticizing. We're not coming here. We're coming to help. And to preserve historic properties with this kind of value, it takes everybody coming together, and that's what I hope happens.
Isn't the parking garage cited specifically in the current existing lease with the county and FIU for the proposal that they have on the table? And isn't that what the parking authority told you at the last board meeting?
No, actually, I've spoken to Art Noriega, and he told me that he's been asking the county for 2 years to let him start the parking garage, and they have not. And you can see, you can phase projects. Projects get phased all the time. We're phasing right now next to City Hall. I mean, you have the Scotty's project, which used to have the chart house, and guess what's being built right now?
Right.
A parking garage. And it was done, it started, I think, after I got elected mayor. I've only been mayor for 1.5 years, and it's nearly completed. So for 5.5 years, I mean, they could have easily, and by the way, it's with our money. So, because we sold another parking garage in the Center Grove to fund this parking garage. Yeah?
Yes. Is there a way that
Governor DeSantis could get involved in this, considering they own the property?
I would welcome Governor DeSantis' involvement in this. I would welcome it because they do own the property and they do have a stake. I had spoken to the DHS secretary prior to the commission's vote to just sort of give him, what's going on, the lay of the land. There were issues that I had a meeting with Mayor Jimenez last year, March of last year, with the lieutenant governor, because the lieutenant governor was concerned that nothing had happened here. And there was an audit commissioned by the state that essentially said that they were not meeting their time deadlines. And I fashioned this compromise, by the way, a year ago. So this could have been avoided had the county acted a year ago, and I can show you the public records from my meetings and from my telephone conversations with the mayor a year ago, and he agreed back then. So I don't know what's changed between then and now, and I can't speak for him, but I'm willing to work with him. They are the tenants, and so they obviously have a big stake in this. They have a lot of money at stake, but we're willing to participate to make sure that we preserve the little history that we have in the city. Sorry, I meant DEP secretary, not DHS. My apologies. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend.